Continuing our quest for the ultimate little pocket multi-tool or micro tool, I just picked up the Gerber dime. Now we've done a number of reviews already on some of the Leathermans, and we have more coming. Because a lot of the multi-tools are kind of large, I have been guilty of not keeping one in my pocket. I'll tell you what, lately I have been. I mean, there's some of these small tools that are very capable. Now here we have a number of tools that we have either reviewed or will be reviewing. We have the Leatherman Juice, the SOG Micro Tool Clip. We have the Leatherman Micra, which really runs close with the SOG Crosscut. And then we have the Leatherman Style. And then we have the Leatherman Squirt, which to me is the closest to the Gerber dime. And all of these are coming up for review. Now one of the things I really like about the Gerber dime is the finish. I mean, it's got a really slick, smooth finish. Everything's rounded off except for the bottle opener. Which I really like the bottle opener right there. I know a lot of people have complained that they wanted that really tucked away. And so while this is a twist top, I'm going to just show how the bottle opener works. Excellent. No, I'm not going to drink this because it's about 3 o'clock. I wouldn't drink it anyway. Smirnoff's Ice is not my favorite. But there are 12 tools in this small little package. And one thing I'm going to just say up front, this is not a heavy-duty tool. I mean, if you're really going to crank down on some things, you need something a little bit larger. But for EDC, for just regular everyday tasks, this should be pretty decent. We're going to take a look and go through all the features and test them out. Now, one of the tools that they mention is this little split ring, which I don't really consider this a tool. I consider there's 11 tools on this little tool, which is pretty good considering the size. Now on the outside, beside the bottle opener, right here hidden away, is a small little pair of tweezers. I like that. They have an angle to them, and if you need to get out a splinter, I think this would be a great move or something like that. And so it's nice to have these, and you don't even really know that they're there. And they just tuck away, very similar to the Victorinox. Just slides right in. It is a black finish on this one, but they do offer it in purple, red, and green. This is just kind of a hard anodized finish. I'm sure these are aluminum scales. The tool itself is made from stainless steel, from what I understand. They do have torque screws right here, so you can either tighten those down, take them off, but they are there. Now, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open it up, and we're going to look at the pliers, because that's one of the things about a multi-tool that's, to me, is important. I mean, whether it's a pair of pliers or a large pair of scissors, according to what you're doing. For me, I like the pliers. Has needle nose. They come down at a pretty good tip. Then we have standard pliers right here that have the round serrations. And then we have wire cutters right here. And so that gives you really 3 tools. If you'll notice that the end is kind of a step down. So you have something that pinches together, and then you have a little bit of a step down here. So it just gives you just a little bit more of an added feature. And these are serrated except for the tip right here. So very smooth. Of course, it is spring loaded, and you can see the spring right here. So that's going to allow you to use one hand to be able to get hold and do whatever task you need to do. We're going to start out with just a small little paper clip. Then we'll go with a little larger one. Next, we'll try out this big one. Here you can see there's a little bit of wear on the finish, but it's still holding up well. We'll try bending this wire. It's kind of short, so you get a little discomfort because this end rolls in there, but it's capable of doing it. Here we have a bolt. We're just going to tighten it down on this bipod. We're going to go ahead and reclose these up to get to the tools. Everything else is on the outside, which, to be honest with you, I really like. Go ahead and pull this one off first. Now, this is a very unique tool in itself. This is for opening packages. Not necessarily boxed with tape, but the packages that are vacuum sealed or have all that plastic, which I literally hate. They're very tough to get into, and they're molded, and it's very difficult. With this, you're kind of protecting yourself. A lot of times if you take a knife and you push it in, you could actually damage whatever you're trying to take out. Just so happens I have one of the new Griffin tools. These are great, by the way, and we're going to see how this works with that. Wow, that cuts that really easily. Let's see if we can get under here. Yeah, that cuts very well. I'm telling you what, guys, this packaging, I mean, where I see the advantage, because it does keep things in a very static position, especially for shipping. But this really makes a world of difference getting into some of these, especially around Christmas time. And guys, by the way, the Griffin tool is excellent. I'll have a link down below in the description for these as well. I keep one of these on my keychain. It's a smaller version. Here next we have a knife, and guys, to be honest with you, I really like this knife. I mean, it's got a good shape to it, a little bit of a Wharncliffe or sheep's foot here on the end, so it's not really for piercing. It does have dual edges, which I like this little Leatherman squirt. It's got a really small knife and more like a paring knife, and it's only sharpened on one side, even though this knife is very sharp. Could probably be sharpened up just a touch and just kind of fine-tuned, but obviously it'll do fairly well. Cardboard. We're going to see if we can do a little bit of feathering. It's a piece of hardwood. Here on the other side, we have a pair of scissors. I'm going to deploy them. They are spring-loaded. A nice pair of scissors comes in handy for EDC. We're going to try the scissors out. We're going to do a little cutting. Man, we could do all kind of cool shapes and have a lot of fun. But yeah, seems to work on cardstock. Here we have just some little hemp twine. There we go. Really, I just need to get the center. I think you get it too low. There we go. Yeah, I would say these are not really for larger, more difficult tasks. I think these are simple. Maybe little strings on your clothing or whatever. Simple, but it is a pair of scissors. On the other side here, we have really what is a Phillips head screwdriver, even though it's just one-sided. But it's made to fit Phillips head. Here we have Phillips head. We're going to go ahead and try this out. I mean, it fits right in there. It's not a problem at all. It's pointed so it gets down, but yet it leaves shoulders on the side. And then also there's a file. And you can see it's on both sides. One of the things though about this file, it's really short. And so I don't really know how much use that's going to be. I mean, if you really needed a file, you know, and you just really had that short area, you could at least get something out of it, but that's not really much of a file. I have seen some people complain that the finish on here actually impedes the abrasiveness of the file. Then also we have a flathead screwdriver. It's fairly large. One thing I've noticed though is there's a lot less flathead options than the Phillips head. And so, but there are times where you do need the flathead. And another thing, this can be used as a chisel. Here we have these Chicago screws. No problem tightening those down. It's wide enough. This will keep my pants up. Here we have some screws on this Kydex holster. Fits it in there just fine. Good and tight. Guys, I'm telling you, this is really made for, you know, just standard task. Still a small handle, but I think it's fairly capable. One thing about these tools, none of them, they don't lock, which is typical for a lot of the micro, little small multi-tools. It's 2 3/4 inches in length, fully expanded. It's about 4 1/4 inches. And it's a little bit thick. Just right here, it's just a little bit boxy, but it's very appealing. You can see that it's a little bit thicker than the squirt. Except for the bottle opener, it's pretty much the same in length, and then when you open it up, same thing. The weight on the dime, 2.2 ounces. The weight on the Leatherman Squirt, 2 ounces. So just 0.2 ounce difference. The retail price on the dime is $23. I've seen it in a lot of places for around the $15 mark, which is a great price for a tool with all these capable functions on it. I actually bought this one on eBay and ended up paying full retail. But, you know, I just didn't see one for less. But I really wanted one to go with these other multi-tools that I'm kind of studying right now, trying to pick the ultimate little small multi-tool for my pocket. One of the things though about that is, guys, is there's so many different options, and a lot of them need to suit what you do on an everyday basis. And so that's going to be really up to you. And that's one of the reasons why I'm bringing these videos to you, just to let you get an idea of what's out there and, you know, how capable they are. So guys, if you're looking for a really small multi-tool, take a look at the Gerber dime. I mean, there's a lot of cool features on here, and again, running about $23 retail and down to $15 at your local store. This is a great price for something that could really just save the day. Guys, if you're serious about prepping and survival, check out Survival Dispatch Insider. It's one of the best resources on the web for survival and prepping. Many of the world's leading experts are contributors on the Insider, and we upload one video that is exclusive to the Insider every week. So check it out. I'll have a link down below in the description. It'll be well worth it. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. We have some cardboard. And we upload one exclusive survival.